Hi, welcome to Surviving Motherhood. Has God ever not made sense to you? Have you ever been in a situation and you just wonder, God, what are you doing? I'm not seeing it. I don't get it. I think if we're honest, we would have to say that probably happens more often than we'd like. And today, I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about just that thing with you. I am looking at John chapter 11. It's the story of Lazarus. Perhaps you're familiar with it. In John chapter 11, verse 3, before this, we find out that Mary and Martha have a brother who's sick. And in verse 3, it says, "So the sisters sent word to Jesus, 'Lord, the one you love is sick.'" You skip down to verse 5, where it says, "Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. Yet when he heard that Lazarus was sick, he stayed where he was 2 more days." Now, I don't know about you, but I have a feeling that is not what Mary and Martha expected Jesus to do when they sent word to him saying, "Lord, the one you love is sick." I have a feeling what they expected him to do was to say, "Oh, all right, I'll be right there." But instead, he stayed where he was 2 more days. Why? Why would he do that? When he finally arrived to Mary and Martha, it says that Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. So, these sisters are worried about their sick brother, and they send word to Jesus. They say, "The one you love is sick, please come." Jesus says, "Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to stay here a little while longer." It must have made no sense to them. I can only imagine them sitting there wondering, "Jesus, where are you? Why aren't you coming?" The Bible tells us that when Jesus got there, there were a whole bunch of Jewish people around the house with Mary and Martha. They were mourning with them. They were trying to comfort the sisters. When they found out that Jesus had come, finally, each of them went out to him and they cried. They said, "Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." I really don't think they understood what he was doing. Nothing seemed to make sense. He should have come. He should have been there. They needed him. And yet he waited. But if you know the end of the story, you know that Jesus was taken to the tomb where Lazarus was laid. He asked them, "Where is he?" And they went, and Jesus said, "Roll the stone away." And Martha's all, "Jesus, it's going to stink. Are you sure you want to do that?" He said, "Just roll it away." And then he called in a loud voice. He said, "Lazarus, come out." And the dead man, who had been in the tomb for 4 days, rose and walked out of the tomb. And Jesus said, "Take off his grave clothes. Let him go." Lazarus was alive. How amazing. How amazing is that? And I want to take you back to verse 4, right between where the sisters sent for him and when he waited 2 days. Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." Lazarus was raised from the dead. I mentioned that there had been a whole bunch of Jewish people there comforting the sisters. Well, guess what? Many of them saw this and came to faith in Jesus because of it. Now, do you think at the beginning that Jesus knew what he was doing? I do. Jesus knew that Lazarus was sick. He knew he was going to die, but he knew this sickness will not end in death. There was a resurrection. Mary and Martha couldn't have known that. They'd never seen anything like that before. But Jesus knew. He knew what he was doing. He followed God's lead and he did what was right. So, I want to ask you, If you're in a position today where you don't understand what God is doing, where it looks like he's waiting, he's off somewhere else waiting 2 days before he's coming to you, and you need him right now, I'm praying for you. I'm asking God to give you the faith to trust him. There will be a resurrection. He knows what he's doing. This situation will not end in death, but it will be for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. I pray that you will be strengthened by him so that you can trust him today as you wait. In the midst of it, I pray you will have a wonderful, Jesus-full day.